Everyone, welcome. Today I'm going to be making the ice cream themed baby hat to go with the ice cream themed sleep sack. And what you're going to need for this tutorial is a white yarn or whatever color you prefer for your flavor of ice cream, a red yarn. I only have this like sparkly yarn right here. This is Red Heart Super Saver. If I have regular yarn, I would use it. It just says red, but clearly it has like sparkles in it, so it's not just red. I'm going to use this yarn as my sprinkles because right now I don't really have much scrap yarn. I moved recently, and so a lot of that I didn't really keep. And so this yarn, which is the color Fiesta, I hope you guys can see it, by the brand Craft Smart. This yarn changes colors pretty frequently, so I'm just gonna like cut each time the color changes and use this as my sprinkles. I'm going to use a size 4mm hook. I'm going to make this in a newborn size, but you can resize by changing your hook size. That's really how I resize everything. There are other ways to resize by adding more stitches or things like that, but really I just usually resize by using a different hook size. I think it's the simplest and easiest way to resize things, especially for babies, because you know they're all small. So I'm going to start with my red yarn because this yarn is going to represent our cherry. You can use a different yarn than this if you want, but this is the yarn that I'm using. It does have sparkles in it, but this was the red I had on hand, and I actually don't mind the sparkles, so let's get started. I'm going to chain 4. If you know how to do a magic ring, you could also do that, but I'm just going to chain 4 and then slip stitch into the very first stitch chain that we have here, and just slip stitch, and then I'm going to chain 2. We're going to place 2 double crochets. This is not going to count as a double crochet, but I'm going to chain 2 there, and then we're going to place 12 double crochets into the middle of this ring we have. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into the middle, not into any stitches, just into the middle of that circle. And I'm going to keep this tail end here, and then yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then I am going to continue until I have 12. So I'll do another one with you. So this is our second one, and then we're going to keep going, and we're going to do 10 more, and then we'll have a total of 12. Okay, so now that we have our 12 double crochets, we are going to slip stitch into the first stitch, the first double crochet that we created. I did pull the yarn to close the circle, so you would just tug on the yarn and it'll close the circle there. So yeah, now I'm just going to slip stitch here and pull through. And now I'm going to fasten off. This will get weaved in later, but this end won't get weaved in later. This is going to be our stem, like our cherry stem. So that's not going to get weaved in later. And we'll just pull it through to the right side if we need to, but this will be weaved in later. But keep in mind not to weave this end in if you want to have a cherry stem. Now we're going to switch over to our white yarn, or whatever color you wanted as the flavor of your yarn. I'm going to attach the new color here, you can really attach it anywhere because it's a circle. So honestly, it doesn't matter because we only did this. So the seam, it won't really matter because the rest of the seam will be in the white color. So it doesn't really matter where you reattach right now. So I'm just going to reattach right here. Going to pull my yarn through. This is how I reattach my yarn. This is how I change colors for yarn. And then I chain 2 here. This is not going to count as a stitch. And then I'm going to start placing 2 double crochets in each stitch around. Like I said, I'm not counting this as a stitch. So I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to place 2 double crochets into this first stitch here in the same stitch where I did the chain 2, and then I'm going to place 2 double crochets in each stitch around. Yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then I'm going to keep doing that, placing 2 double crochets in each stitch around. And I'll see you when I get to the final stitch. Okay, so now we have made it to the end of our second row, and we placed 2 double crochets in each stitch, so we should have 24 stitches now around, and we're going to slip stitch into the top of the first double crochet of that row. Oh, it's kind of tight. So yeah, you're going to slip stitch in there, and then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to place 2 double crochets into the same stitch, two double crochets into that stitch, and then we're going to place 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and then 2 double crochets into the next stitch, and then 1 double crochet into the next stitch. And then we're going to repeat that pattern, 2, and then 1. And we're just going to keep going around like that. And I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so now we've made it to the end of that row, and we're going to slip stitch into the first double crochet of that other row. That chain is not a double crochet. We're not counting that as a double crochet. Remember that. So into the first double crochet of the same row, and then we're going to chain 2, and we are now going to place 2 double crochets into the first stitch, and then we're going to place 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. 2 in the same stitch, and then 1 in each of the next 2 stitches. Okay, and we're just going to continue around like that, and I'll meet you there. Okay, so now we've completed that row, and we're going to slip stitch to join into the first double crochet again, and then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to place a double crochet in each stitch around, just 1 now. So 1 double crochet in each stitch around. We're not doing 2, we're not doing any alternating, we're just doing 1 in each stitch. And I will meet you at the end of this round. Now we have made it to the end of that row, and we're slip stitching again to the double crochet, the first double crochet of this row. And now we're going to chain 2 and do the same exact thing, 1 double crochet in each stitch around. So we're going to slip stitch into that first double crochet, pull through. I keep having to fix my hook because this little thing is sliding down. And then we're going to chain 2, and we are going to double crochet into the same stitch, and then we're going to go ahead and place 1 double crochet in each stitch around. So that will be 3 rows of 1 double crochet in each stitch around. And then then we will move on to the rest of the pattern, but I'll meet you at the end of this row. Okay, so we're going to slip stitch at the top, and then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to place a double crochet into each stitch around, like we did on the previous rows. Oops. Okay, so that was our 4th row of double crochets all the way around, and now we're going to slip stitch into the top, and we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to place 2 double crochets in each stitch around. So we're not doing 1 anymore, now we're doing 2 in each stitch around. Okay, so just continue that. 1, 2. Okay, so now we're at the end of that row, and we are going to slip stitch into the top of the first double crochet of the row, and then we're going to chain 2. And for this row, we're going to just place 3 double crochets into each stitch around. 3 in each stitch. I'm sorry for any shaking. I'm trying some new equipment out, and so if you see any shaking in the video, I do apologize. I'm gonna have to work with making the video more steady. So 3 in each stitch around. 1, 2, 3. And just continue doing that in each stitch. Okay, so I actually thought I was recording and I wasn't, and I completed the whole thing and I fastened off my yarn and everything, and I wasn't even recording. So what you're going to do at the end of that round, you're going to slip stitch into the first double crochet, pull through, and then we're going to fasten off. So you would be cutting your yarn at this point, but I already cut mine like I said, and then pull through, and then you have your hat, which looks like this. And I had started adding the sprinkles and everything, and then I realized that the phone wasn't recording. Yeah, I'm recording on my phone. I realized that I wasn't recording anymore, and so now here we are. I already added one of my sprinkles. Like I said, I'm using this yarn in the color Fiesta. This yarn is by Craftsmart, and I'm just like cutting the colors because these colors change really frequently. And so I'm just cutting each color and adding it. But you don't have to do that. You can just use any yarn you have, any scrap yarn, any colors, any range of colors. I just happen to have this, and I thought that I would just use this. And I don't have much scrap yarn on hand, so that's what I'm doing. So I put that one through. I'll show you from the beginning how I'm doing it, but I put that one through, and then I'm tying it kind of loosely so that I don't scrunch up the stitches, and then creating a double knot, and then I'll do another one for security, and then I'm gonna snip that down some. Same one here, same thing. Then we're going to cut this. We have some purple. Gonna cut that off. And so we're just gonna place it random in a random spot and pull through. There. And pull through here. There. And then tie it. And that's how you're going to attach your sprinkles. And of course you can add as many or as few as you like. You're going to do it all around. You don't even have to add them. You could do them in different colors too. You could do like, I don't know, you could do like all pink, or you could do chocolate sprinkles. You can make the hat brown for chocolate ice cream. But yeah, this is our ice cream hat. Oh, and don't forget your stem. Like I said, remember, we're not weaving in this end. We're weaving in this end, but we will pull this one through as our stem at the top. So you're just gonna go in close to the middle. If you can get your hook through the middle, you're gonna do it in the middle, but yeah, I got mine through the middle. And then you're going to find that piece of red yarn, which, there. And then there you have it. I might cut that a little shorter. There. That's cute. Then you have your cherry stem and your ice cream scoop with a cherry on top. And I hope that this video was helpful. If you have anything, any suggestions or anything like that, let me know. You can reach me via YouTube comments or Instagram. My Instagram is Alexa Monet. I'm sorry, my Instagram is instagram.com/monet.alexa. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Bye.